Welcome to the free AIA billing software training video. The first step in setting up the free AIA billing software is to add your company's name and address to the customer list. When you first click on the customer list, you will notice that there is no customers if you are setting this up brand new. The first customer is number 1. Simply click Edit up at the top and then start typing in your company name. For example, I'll type in XYZ Construction Company and put in my address here. You will also want to add all the other companies and contacts that you will be dealing with. For example, I have my architect here. I have one of my architects set up as 123 Architects. I also have an inspector in here, as well as a loan corporation, or Acme Tech is one of my customers. Once you have completed setting up your contact list, then go over here to the job list and add your first project. To add a project, you simply click here on Add. This will allow me to give the project a number, which is an alphanumeric field, and a description. And we will call this project Example for Training. You can then complete the address. You can also fill in the supervisor, project manager, and salesman, assistant 1, assistant 2, and the project notes. Please note the job number and description are the only required fields for setting up the Job Master. On the Billing tab of the Job Master, you will need to fill out the preliminary info if desired, also the billing contact info. So who are we going to bill on this example training job? Notice I just start typing and the list auto-populates. I can put, if I need a signature from someone at Acme Tech down here for the AIA application. Maybe need from Josh Smith from my company. I can also fill in the architect, firm, Mr. And if the architect has a different project number, I can fill that in here as well. And then you might also need a signature from your inspector. On the right hand side, there's a print format area. This controls which billing format you will use. The free AIA billing software comes with a generic billing format, which is similar to the AIA, but not the exact. And then you can also use pre-printed G702 and G703 forms. With this scenario, you can put the forms into your printer, and free AIA billing software will fill in the forms automatically in the correct spots. For our training purposes, I'm going to use the generic billing format. Once I've completed entering the information, I simply click Save. Now you will notice that I have two separate jobs in my job dropdown. I have 123-ABC example for training job. If I click on that project, I can now start to add the line items or schedule values to this project for the billing. To add to this job, I can simply click here on Add New Line Item down at the bottom. This brings me at the Billing Line Items entry screen. The billing phase can either be typed in or selected from a master list, which is set up in your phase list up at the top. The system comes with a standard phase list, but you can create your own to meet any specifications that you need. I will go ahead and put general labor here. It will default the description, but I can override it. And then I'll put in the amount, and I'll put in the retention percentage, let's say 10%. Now I can click Save, or I can click Save New if I have more schedule values to enter. Let's say this next one I have is 1600 electrical, and let's say that the amount for this is going to be $15,000, and the retention percentage is 10%. I'll click Save and New one more time, and on this one I'm not going to select an item from the master list, but I'm just going to type one in. 75412 is the billing phase I'm going to give it. Then I will put in a description here of HVAC room 1. And let's say the billing amount on that is going to be $8,542. Maybe we'll have 5% retention on this item. Now I will click Save. Once I've done that, you will notice that I have my items along with their billing phases and the descriptions inside of this grid here. You will also notice that it shows me a recap here of the original contract, the total amount of change orders, and the revised contract. To add a change order item to the schedule values, when you click on the Add New Line Items, you simply need to check here whether it's a change order, you need to mark it approved, and then also give it an approval date. Please note the approval date is an important field because when you're doing the billing, it needs to recap previous change orders and change orders on this application, and it does that based on the date field. To create a billing at this point, all you have to do is click here on Create Billing. This brings me to the contract billing screen here. I can simply select from the list which project I'm going to do the billing for, and this one will use the job that we just set up, the 123-ABC. We will go ahead and hit Enter and then click on Edit. It automatically fills in who the client is, which is Acme Tech. It gives it an invoice number, and then it gives it the billing date and the billing period. I can override the billing date. The billing application number, it defaults to 1. This will change on the next billing application to 2, and so on. Now all I need to do is enter in my % complete on each line item. For example, if I enter here on item number 1, I will click on the edit and then type in 50%. Notice the retention is automatically calculated. I could then go to the next line item, click Edit, and put in 50%. Once I have finished putting in the percentages on my line items, I can click here on Print. Since we are using the generic AIA format, it comes up and looks like this. Notice it has the bill to, the contractor, the architect, it has the original contract amount, the total amount of change orders, the total revised contract, the total completed to date, retainage, total billed less retainage, less previous amounts, which is 0 because this is the first billing, and the current amount due. The next page has the billing detail or the schedule values, which has the items, the scheduled value, what was completed in previous apps, what you completed this period, any material stored, your total completed and stored, % complete, balance to finish, and retainage. If you would like to print this billing to a PDF format, simply click on the Print button up in the top right corner. You can print to a file in 3 different formats. PDF would be the most popular format. It'll ask you where you want to print it. You could say put it to your desktop and then click on OK. There are a couple of other buttons that you may want to take note of when setting up jobs. For example, if I wanted to copy the breakdown from one job to another, I can click here on Copy Job Items. I can also edit a line item or delete a line item. You can void a previous billing. It will roll it back to where it was before you saved it. You can go to the phase master list and add your list of master cost codes. Or you can reprint any billing. If you have a feature request or a bug report, we would like to hear from you. Click up here on Help and click on Feature Request or Bug Report. This will launch a new email where you can send the bug report or the feature request. Thank you for trying free AIA billing software. We hope you enjoy it and it makes your job a lot easier when it comes to creating AIA billings.